From news and views, issues and opportunities, we'll have in-depth conversations with decision makers to find out what they know and what they think. I'm Rico Hizon, inviting you to join the exchange because your business is our business. Filipinos are fond of traditions, even amid the specter of COVID-19. And All Saints' Day will always be among them as people remember loved ones who have gone ahead. For some businesses, Halloween and Undas bring cheer rather than fear. It's also an opportunity to consider securing our family's finances and future past our lifetime. The spirit of Undas and Halloween is back to life. How are these events expected to help revive economic activity in the middle of the COVID-19 crisis? Let's now have an exchange with economist Emmanuel Leco. Sir, thank you so much once again for joining us on the program. Which businesses thrive the most during Halloween and the Undas week-long break?
Well, obviously, cut flower industry, hotels, transportation. I think we'll be supposed to see some upticks during this period.
So many businesses across the board benefit from this week-long break, but how much do they usually contribute to the local economy as families reunite with feasts and good cheer to honor their loved ones?
Well, holiday economics is always a positive thing for the Philippines. So without exact estimates on how the current Undas will benefit the economy, I'm pretty sure that this will really make a difference this year, especially now that people are able to travel, people are able to freely move around the country. There will be more activities and more spending by the people during this period.
So we will see a spike in business activity compared to the past 2 years, sir, when the COVID-19 restrictions were at their tightest.
I believe so. However, because of the specter of increasing inflation, I think people will hold back a little bit. But during Undas, I think this is one of the most important holidays that the people are observing. People get together, they move around. They don't only observe holidays with the living relatives, but they also remember those who have gone ahead before them. And so there will be more activities during this period. However, we can also expect that the people will be holding back a little bit. How much, I'm not exactly sure, but people are getting more conservative with their spending given the specter of higher inflation in the next few weeks.
So you've observed that, no? Sir, over the past several months that Filipinos are continuing to tighten their purse strings. And I spoke with several restaurants and retailers. Many of our kababayans are not usually spending during the week, but they usually spend more on the weekends.
That is true, and I think that would be an indicator how this holiday will pick up. So as opposed to the usual daily spending, they reserve their spending on weekends, but this time during the holiday, I am pretty optimistic, of course, with a lot of caution that holiday spending cannot be a substitute to the usual consumer spending during the rest of the year.
But on the business side, what adjustments are retailers making to pivot amid higher costs such as supply chain issues and, to bring back the consumers back to their stores, back to their restaurants as they prepare for the upcoming holiday season?
I think we're already seeing that. Retailers are already decorating their stores. They're inviting consumers to their stores with new decorations. So the current spending on the holidays, on Christmas, for Christmas is already picking up, especially those that are selling Christmas holiday decorations. They're already out there. But this time, there will be an uptick for the Undas spending, especially for cut flowers, candles, and during the holiday season. This is like a 4-day long weekend, so people will be spending some of their time, or some of our people will be spending their time in resorts, hotels, and so forth. So I'm pretty optimistic that this can have a positive effect on the economy. But how much, I'm not exactly sure, because people are already getting more cautious with their spending.
Cautious indeed for many of our kababayans during the holiday season due to rising prices. Thank you so much for this Undas and Halloween exchange, economist Emmanuel Leco. And now here's a rundown of this week's top business stories. Fitch Ratings keeps its negative outlook for the Philippines due to surging prices and weak exports as risks to medium-term growth. Short-term investments or hot money posted a net outflow of more than $367 million. That's roughly 21.3 billion pesos in September, the highest since April 2021. And the China-led Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, or AIIB, says it is fast-tracking a $100 million or nearly 6 billion peso loan for the country's flood control projects. And straight ahead on the exchange, where your business is our business. What is Undas without flowers for our departed loved ones? And Halloween without candy? Joining us are the Floral Symphony and Perfetti Van Mel. And we talk about what it means to plan ahead for your family and loved ones. Keep it right here on CNN Philippines. News you can trust. Glad you're staying with us right here on The Exchange, where your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. Cemeteries are reopening this Undas for the first time since 2020, while Halloween events are back because of easing restrictions. How are businesses preparing for this holiday? Let's now have an exchange with Martino Rafael Dagdag of Floral Symphony and Leanne Ledesma of candy company Perfetti Van Mel. Thank you so much to you both for joining us on the exchange. Leanne, let's start off with you. Your company is behind the signature candy brands Frutella, Chupa Chups, and Mentos. How important is this Halloween season since children are going trick-or-treating again?
Well, sales have actually been doing very well for us this year. In fact, we've started seeing recovery as early as March. Previous to COVID, October used to be the strongest month for us. So we're hoping that the strong sales trend continues as we are approaching Halloween.
So will Perfetti Van Mel see a huge spike in sales? And how will this compare to 2021 and 2020 with tight restrictions?
Well, definitely there will be a huge increase. There was practically no trick-or-treat or Halloween for the past 2 years. And we know that this is the first year we're going to be having face-to-face trick-or-treat again. The kids will be able to dress up in costumes, go house to house, and get free candies.
Well, I've already bought my supply of candies to give away for trick-or-treat. Martino, what about you? Will sales be better this year with the further easing of restrictions?
Definitely. So sales this year are already starting to come in, a lot of which are online. But while the Undas season is a time for flowers, we also we recognize that this is an opportunity for small mom and pops businesses to sell flowers on the road. For us, it's more of the premium flowers online.
And Martino, when do people who visit their loved ones in cemeteries or in churches buy their flowers? Is it usually days before or on the day of All Saints Day and All Souls Day?
I'd like to think that we already have sales before the season, but there are also a lot of last-minute customers that order online.
And Leanne, surging prices are also eating up into the purse strings of our consumers. How has high inflation affected sales of Perfetti Van Mel so far this year?
we do see some trading down amongst shoppers. They're still loyal to our brands, but are buying the smaller packs or smaller formats of our products. On the flip side, we're also seeing that Filipinos still like to treat themselves and are still buying, our Chupa Chups and our Frutella and Mentos rolls, which come in small pieces and are still affordable enough for them to treat themselves, at the end of the day.
So do you usually bundle up your products, give discounts, special offers to make your candies more affordable and more attractive to consumers?
So most of our candies are actually sold individually, in the convenience store and sometimes even in the supermarket to make it very affordable to buy on impulse. We do sell some of our packs. We bundle them together, targeted to sari-sari store owners, so that they're able to resell them and sell them individually again, or tinge in the sari-sari stores.
And Martino, all businesses across the board have to deal with higher input costs. I'm sure even for flowers, which
Yes.
are imported abroad and maybe they even come from the provinces. Have you raised your flower prices this year?
Yes, so unfortunately, while we tried to keep it down, this year we really had to increase costs in order to maintain the quality of flowers that our customers demand from us.
And what is your most popular floral arrangements and how much did you have to raise the price of this arrangement?
So we've raised them around 10%, which is also the increase that we got from our suppliers. So in terms of arrangements, it would vary from what need. So for the columbarium, it's a round medallion, but for the bespoke churches and cemeteries, it goes all the way from 2,000 all the way up to 5,000, depending on what the customer really wants in their arrangement.
And Leanne, you mentioned that your candies are sold in supermarkets, in sari-sari stores, and in other convenience stores. What about the rapid rise of digitalization and e-commerce? Has Perfetti Van Mel also been able to use this to its advantage of reaching out to its customer base?
Yes, we've actually become more active now on Lazada and Shopee and increased our business there because, as I mentioned, a lot of shoppers now or consumers really want to buy novelty items, give gifts to their special loved ones as a treat. So we've seen an increase in the contribution of our sales from e-commerce.
Thank you so much to you both for this Halloween and Undas Business Exchange. Floral Symphonies, Martino Rafael Dagdag, and Perfetti Van Mel's Leanne Ledesma. And straight ahead on the exchange, where your business is our business. We discuss securing our loved ones' financial stability past our lifetime with AIA Philippines. Keep it right here on CNN Philippines. News you can trust. Glad you're staying with us right here on the exchange where your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. As Filipinos observe Undas or All Saints Day, the idea of planning ahead may have come up for some people to prepare financially for untoward incidents. We now have an exchange with AIA Philippines, Larry Cleto. Larry, great to have you with us. Why is it important to plan ahead with a life insurance plan?
Oh, definitely, it's very important because, well, through life insurance, actually, you can buy money at a great discount so that that money that you will need in the case of an emergency like sickness or sudden death or any cash need that is covered, life insurance will provide that cash that you shall need in that emergency.
Are more Filipinos planning ahead given the uncertainty heightened by this pandemic?
The answer is both yes and no. Definitely, there's a heightened awareness, especially through this pandemic, where getting sick and even passing away has become more real. But there is still that huge gap. Per our study, there's about 528 billion US dollars in terms of coverage gap. That is the difference between how much coverage Filipinos have compared to how much they should have. And there is still that dominant thinking among Filipinos that they already have a plan, as opposed to do they have enough coverage that would protect adequately everything that they will need.
Because
so there is
Larry,
still that huge gap there. Yeah.
Yeah, there's still a huge gap because a lot of Filipinos, especially the average Filipino, is still worried, about the day-to-day expenses,
Very true.
which are rising
true.
week after week, than planning beyond their passing, on which could happen only years or decades from now. So how is your company factoring in rising prices in the services that you offer?
Well, we actually make our customers more aware the greater need, because yes, definitely many Filipinos would claim that yes, we're already covered and they're not interested anymore. But many of these plans have been acquired many years ago, where 1,000 pesos could have bought much more compared to how much 1,000 pesos could buy today. So there is that need for our customers to review, to revisit their existing coverages that they would have. And also, as their family dynamics change through the years, the needs and likewise the coverages that they should have likewise evolve. So it is very important for Filipinos at least once a year to meet with their financial advisors to review the plans that they would have, keep it up to date to make sure that all the beneficiaries are listed there and remains relevant, and also to identify the gaps in terms of how much and what kind of coverage that they should own, and what perhaps to surrender if applicable, so that on a regular basis, their plans are up to date.
Absolutely, because sometimes when you're made a presentation by a financial advisor, you just tell yourself, I should have made this insurance plan years ago. So when is the earliest time one can avail of a plan?
Oh, it varies according to the plan. Some of the plans can be availed as young as a newborn. And for some of the plans, they can be availed up to age 70. So it varies according to plan and according to objectives. But definitely, you are right. The sooner you would avail this, so much the better, because the premiums or how much you would pay will be much lower. And the younger you are, the healthier you are.
So Larry, when the insurance policyholder passes on, are the benefits paid outright to the beneficiaries?
The answer is yes. Actually, it's already done conveniently online. The requirements can be submitted online, and they can enroll their bank accounts, and in a few days, the claims proceeds can already be credited in the bank accounts that they have nominated. For those without bank accounts, we have a facility we call Pick Up Anywhere. Right. It's like a remittance that our beneficiaries will receive an SMS that they can present to any nearest BPI or BPI family branch, and then they can claim the cash.
Sometimes a policyholder cannot pay or continue its monthly premium, and sometimes they're late for payments. Can another family member, Larry, make the premium payments if the principal policyholder is no longer able to pay?
The answer to that is yes, can be. And during the pandemic especially, there are relaxations that were applied. We extended our grace period. Standard grace period, there's that built-in 30 days, and there are no penalties there. But if cash remains to be tight and premiums has to be paid, a loved one, they can continue paying the premium so that the life insurance policy would remain in force.
Thank you so much for this life insurance exchange, AIA Philippines financial advisor, Larry Cleto. And this is the exchange who makes sense of the facts and the figures and the ups and downs of the business cycle, because your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. Thanks for watching CNN Philippines. News you can use. News you can trust.